What's up guys, welcome back with a new video, and today we are building a nice exhaust manifold for the Miata. Got the exhaust flange here that bolts to the head, the one for the turbo, a lot of elbows, pipe, it's 38mm pipe. Yeah, here's the nice little wastegate. Okay, so let's start with the hardest part in my opinion, which is making the 4-in-1 collector at the flange. So yeah, I've seen some videos online how it should be done, but yeah, let's see what I can do. And I don't have any special cutters to cut it at an angle or anything. I just have an angle grinder and that's it. So let's try to figure this one out. Okay, so I don't really know what I'm doing here, but I kinda eyeballed the first one off of like the internet, how it should look like. And yeah, I have no idea. I just drew this up and I'm cutting it and seeing if it will fit together at the end. But yeah, I'm not really sure how it will be. I just have to see. Well, the drawing by eye method didn't really work. It got really bad, and yeah, pretty big gaps everywhere. So, and they are crooked all around. So we got this 3D printed part with my friend, and this just slides onto the pipes. I already draw the line on them. This just slides on. You can mark it onto the pipe and make all 4 cuts the same, and yeah, that one should be a lot better. Well, they look a lot better, but now let's see how they will fit together. Well, I think I can safely say I am getting pretty good at welding stainless steel, as you can see. I really like how they look, so I'm really happy with that. Last weld here. Well, this piece is done. It's still really hot, but I was able to weld it fully around, and yeah. Okay, so I kept cutting this back until it kinda matches the flange now. It's more than enough, this hole, so I will just weld it back, weld this together, and this part is done. And it's done over there as well. Look at those welds. I mean, they are pretty sick in my opinion. Yeah, the inside is looking horrible because I didn't back purge it or anything else, but that's pretty beautiful, I think. So now let's start the little more annoying part, but taking down the old exhaust manifold, everything. So yeah, turbo still is perfect, no play at all, so yeah, that's good at least. Other good thing is that I can finally cut these ears off from the turbo housing, and it will look a lot better. And off the old one comes. Just have to remove this coolant line as it's always in the way. But yeah, here it is. Okay, so the new flange doesn't really go onto the head, onto the studs. As you can see, if these holes line up, on this side they don't line up exactly, so I have to drill those out for a little bit larger diameter and it should be good. It's just a little bit hard because it's like 12mm thick and yeah, but only I need to do like 3, so yeah. Okay, so I finally was able to mount it up. So yeah, let's start by positioning the turbo. I wanted to make it a little bit lower because these lines, the cooling lines, were the highest point in the system and it was really hard to air the system to get the air out. So yeah, I'll have to modify this one as well, but that's not a big deal. But yeah, I want it a little bit lower and that's pretty much it. Hopefully it will clear the coolant lines there. Other than that, it shouldn't be too hard. I just noticed that how much this warped. That's just crazy. You can see it with your eyes actually. It is like thin on this side, but wow, that's a lot. So yeah, we have to machine this one to be flat. Okay, so this is currently where I'm at. Kinda got the position for the turbo right and was able to make this one runner already. And here it can just it can meet up to the flange. I just have to ovalize it a little bit as those are not a circle, so I have to figure that out and yeah, weld that onto the flange or tack it on, and then I can do all the rest. So yeah, and the turbo or the exhaust manifold is officially on the car. Turbo housing, sorry, it isn't held on by anything, just the flange there. I was able to ovalize that pipe there with a hammer, so I hope that will not break. It's not touching anywhere. There's a little space there as well. So yeah, I just have to remove it, do a few more tacks, and I think it should be pretty good. So yeah, I will definitely have to find a flat something and clamp the flange down when I will weld it up, because if it will warp like this little one, that will not be good, that's for sure. Even at the machine shop, I don't think if they be able to remove that much material to make it flat again. So yeah, but I will remove now, do a few more tacks there, and then maybe put the turbo fully in, see how it fits. But I think it should be perfect. I have to redo this exhaust as I planned, and maybe a little bit of the intercooler piping, move it a little further. Actually, it doesn't have to go forward, it just needs to go a little bit downwards, so that's an easy fix. This will have to be moved down there. Perfect, just a little bit lower. So yeah, I think it came out real good, and yeah, I have to make 4 more runners. So yeah. Okay, so here I'm working on the first runner, or the second one that I'm making, and I got this piece right here. After that should come something like this and up there, but I have to make some cuts so I can make it more like this, more upwards maybe, so I can put another elbow here, and that should be it. But I have to make a few more cuts here. Okay, so I kinda got the positioning right on the flange too. Now I will take it off, break it off from here, weld this fully up, then weld this in position, and should be good. fits pretty good so far, clearance everywhere. So yeah, and looks good too. I didn't weld those up, just tagged it so I can clamp down the flange at the end and weld all of those up. But yeah, I think so far so good, looking great. So 2 more easier to go, because I don't have to like I don't have to keep in mind the coolant hose and everything. I can just basically have there a lot of space, so I can do however I want it to. And the last thing is the wastegate will go on this side. I checked, it has enough space, and it will go back into the exhaust right there, so that should be perfect. Third section of the pipe is done. Just need to weld it up, hammer the end down, make it oval, and weld it in place. As I'm going, I just constantly learning, like I turn the amp way down and the welds are looking a bit more nicer, but yeah, looking back, I don't know why I did the second runner this crooked, I guess, but yeah, it's my first manifold, so I think it's okay. But yeah, this one turned out pretty good. Got the manifold or the flange clamped down, so let's start welding. Got a nice thick steel of iron, should be enough, and either way tomorrow I will get the wall manifold to the machine shop. They will get machined this one and this one flat, so either way it will be flat. Yeah, this one turned out pretty good also, got everything welded up except the flange, so well guys, it's done. This is the end result. Turned out pretty good. I am currently in the way to the machine shop, get it resurfaced so it will be flat. The big flange actually seems to be pretty straight. The clamping helped a ton, but yeah, the little one is really bent, so I will get machined both of them so they will be perfectly straight, and yeah, then we can mount the wastegate and throw it on the car. Got the exhaust back, nice and machined and flat, so that's perfect. Let's start making the hole for the wastegate, and got the edges a little bit cleaned up so they will have just a little bit better flow. So yeah, this is how it's looking on the car. I think it's pretty sick. It might have been better, I don't know, if it were like more inwards, but I think it will be just fine for this turbo especially. Maybe if I change it with a larger turbo, it won't really fit as good with the downpipe and everything, but yeah, I think it will be fine for now. And here I would like to add the wastegate right in this area, and to go kind of up here, and with the pipe into the other exhaust, so, or the dump pipe, sorry. So yeah, got a 38mm hole made. I think it's good enough. So now let's make some pipes for the wastegate to mount on. This is the piece I cut out here. It's a little bit angled and at the top, and yeah, the shape came out pretty good. It's definitely weldable, so clamp down the flange, so ideally it shouldn't warp as bad. So let's weld this up. Turned out pretty good, I think. If any welders are watching, leave me some tips in the comments. And I'm just looking at the dump pipe here, thinking, and I definitely will have to add a V-bend somewhere right there, because if I add the pipe here for the wastegate, I definitely won't be able to remove it, as it's really hard to remove as is. The V-bend is down there, and it's a pretty long dump pipe, so yeah, I will have to add one, but luckily I have one. So yeah, got the car jacked up and got the dump pipe out. These are some of the old welds when I used the MIG welder for steel and try to weld stainless steel, but yeah, we don't talk about that. These are all ready with the TIG welder. So yeah, we're going to cut it somewhere right here, put a V-bend here, and yeah, we'll see from there. Here I welded the internal wastegate shut. Can't even spin anything, so I don't know what's the correct method for this, but I think that will hold. I did the mountings for the wastegate and the dump pipe remade, so should be able to throw this on. I have to modify the oil return, as it's hitting on some stuffs, but I will be able to do that, and should be able to throw the turbo on. Also, I cut back the turbo pipe, made some ears on it so the pipe won't slide off it, the coupler, sorry. So should be pretty close to starting it. Okay, so yesterday I was able to mount up everything as far as the exhaust goes. Wastegate in place and everything, mount the fitting here, and should be all good to go. I just need to mount the turbo, but first I have to adjust the drain on the turbo a little bit so it doesn't hit on anything, and should be good to go. There's a good space there, space under here, so nothing touches anything, but everything is so close. So yeah, let's do the oil return and put the turbo back on. Got this little angled extension for the drain, so let's wait to cool down and throw some paint on it, and should be good to go. Looking good so far, and it's assembled back together. Got the return on, oil feed, coolant lines, so I wanna hear it start. I don't have the intercooler pipe yet, but yeah, we'll start the car, see what is the difference in the sound. Alright, got the battery connected, and let's see. Well, as for the sound, it sounds the same, I think. But yeah, let's see. Yeah, kind of sounds the same. Okay, so for this video, this is pretty much it. I will still have to do a few more stuff, like relocate the boost controller somewhere. I think we'll put it here so it can go to the wastegate, and I have to redo the intercooler pipe there. I will put an elbow here so it will like come more outwards, and this one I will push a little back so it won't hit on my drain line, and it won't be as close to the exhaust as well. So we'll have to redo that off camera and mount the boost controller. Also mounted back the heat shield there. I might have to do a new one because that's looking real ugly, but yeah, I'll do a new one of that as well. And also have to make some heat shields for the oil line and the coolant line there. I got some heat wrap. I have to wrap it so it don't get too hot from the exhaust. But yeah, this is it for this video. Turned out pretty good, I think. It didn't really change the sound, but I think with the larger housing for the turbo and turbine wheel, that will change the sound. But yeah, that's for the next video. So we'll see you guys in a few weeks when I get the parts and I can make the upgrade. And yeah, until then, thank you guys a lot for watching and see you guys later. Bye.